Hello there, design students, and welcome to week 9. Week 8, as you know, was learning about the principles and elements of design, and I hope you found that very interesting because it is the foundation, the fundamentals, the basic of all design disciplines. So again, it doesn't matter what design world you are hoping to go into. They all will require you to understand the fundamentals, the principles and elements of design, the language that you use to communicate. And so you are going to keep learning the principles and elements of design, especially if you do go into one of those careers. You will be continually learning the rest of your career. So that's what it's all about. Keep doing it. Keep looking at other designs, look at the world around you, look at magazine ads, look at menus, look at TV commercials, look at anything that's designed and try to analyze it. Try to think about what principles and elements were used. And if you do that on a regular basis, it doesn't take any extra time. And if you do that on a regular basis, you're going to get better and better at the principles and elements of design. And you're going to do so pretty quickly. All right, so this week we are going to be talking about the creative process. As I've asked you before, please read everything in all of the lessons and all of the assignments. This week's module is broken up a little bit differently because you are working on a project in order to learn the creative process. So this is really technically your first project. It's a flyer. And so the way it's organized is there is a lesson that describes everything that needs to happen on the flyer, all the things that you need to do on the flyer, the assignment. But the actual assignments, the sections that you're going to be turning in stuff are broken up. So there is a section that you're going to be turning in for a creative brief, an assignment for a creative brief. There's an assignment for thumbnails. There's an assignment for inspiration, and there's an assignment for roughs. So those are separate assignments that you're going to be doing in understanding the process of creativity or the creative process. But again, in lesson 40, it outlines all of what the final product or the final project is supposed to do and look like. And that final project that you're going to start this week is going to continue into next week. So you're doing the process work this week, and more about the process work in the assignments. You're doing the process work this week, and then you are going to be doing the final work next week. So this is actually a 2-week project, and all the other projects in this course are also 2 weeks. Now, when we talk about the creative process you're going to read about and you're going to learn about is a process that we go through as designers to come up with the best ideas, both conceptually, in other words, what we want to communicate, how we want to communicate, and how it looks. So all of that is part of the creative process. It just doesn't come to us instantly. There is a process. I know some of you think that you're not creative, but everybody's creative. And if you utilize the process is designed to work with the natural creative ability of your mind and then come up with some great ideas. So what I want to communicate to you that's most important is the process. Trust the process. You've probably heard that said before, maybe in sports or something. But the idea with trust the process is don't look so much, especially in the beginning, at what the final product looks like. Although we do want, to look, and we do want to have a good looking design, what we're interested in is really learning the process, because once you get the process down, and you understand the process and you work with the process and the process becomes a natural way of working, you're going to see that by default leads to really good ideas and really good design. So initially when we start learning this process, it might seem a little bit weird to you. It might seem a little bit frustrating to you. You might even not see a purpose in some of it. I'm asking you to please trust me that the process is a long established, tried and true creative process. It does work, and it'll work almost every time, especially if you get really good at it. So this week, you're going to do some things like a creative brief, a mind map, some thumbnails, some roughs, some inspiration. You're going to do all sorts of things that are part of the process. I really hope you enjoy it because it is pretty fun. And not only is this process pretty fun and exciting, and what comes out at the end in this final product, you're usually pretty surprised that you are able to come up with these ideas. And that's kind of encouraging. But this process also works in some degrees with all sorts of other things that you might be faced with in any kind of job, because the process is a way of solving problems. We as graphic designers, we solve problems in a creative way. So creativity means a unique way, a different way. I can solve problems. I can solve a math problem. 2 + 2 = 4. But that's not creative, right? That's problem solving, but it's not creative. So a graphic designer has to come up with a creative or unique or different way to solve a problem. And you can do that in anything. You can do that in flipping burgers. You can do that in programming computers. You can do that in all disciplines. You can come up with a creative way to solve a problem in any discipline, in any career. So what you're going to learn in this creative process is going to be valuable to you way beyond graphic design. So again, I want to encourage you to dive right in, and I hope you really enjoy this week. Let me know if you have any questions.